Okay, so we're just going to go through the safest way to get into your front splits, especially as a beginner, without doing any crazy drops or anything like that. Also trying to make sure that we've got good alignment, because you'll see a lot of people do splits but hips are turned out and it's just not as very well supported. So before you start diving into your splits, you might as well make sure that we've got them as good as they can be. So we're going to start. If you've got hard surface, then I'd recommend wearing socks to slide on. If you have carpet, then put in like a cushion or something you can slide on, just to make it easier and more comfortable for you. Because when you're working into it, it's not always the comfiest. So you're using 2 blocks or something similar that you can kind of use as guidelines. Obviously, I don't be completely dumping my weight into these blocks. They're here for support, not to take my weight. I'm going to have one leg back underneath my hip, the other leg is in front, just like a lunge. So just think to begin with, let me just sort my sock out. Come on. Just think of a lunge here. Hips, your blocks, you want to keep as close to your hips as possible. And I want to keep myself upright as well, so my shoulders are stacked over my hips. I see a lot of people in their splits, as they're doing this, they're hunching forward. What you're doing is loading into the front leg and leaving the back leg behind, which is then when you're going to cause injuries, because obviously you're overloading and stretching that front leg too much. So we want to try to keep as upright as possible. And the easiest way to do that is blocks by our sides that we don't start walking forward. So keep them here. So I'm in position, I'm in my lunge. I've got my blocks by my hips, shoulders are stacked over my hips. From here, I'm going to come onto the heel of my foot because it's easier. And I'm just going to start sliding that foot down. If this is where you're at, this is where you're at. I'd much rather you be here and upright rather than here but hunched forward. So blocks by the hips, shoulders stacked over hips, onto the heel of your foot, and just keep sliding. Maybe you can slide so your blocks come down, and then just keep sliding until one day we're going to be on the ground, arms up above, and then pulling yourself back up in the same way. That's going to be where the strength comes from as well. Trying to pull back up, using those muscles. Don't let yourself just collapse into it. So key elements are that alignment. Shoulders over hips, blocks kept by hips. Slide in until you can't slide anymore, and holding it there, or wherever we're doing practice. Perhaps you're doing a follow along video, we've got counts, but that's your correct form and technique. So make sure that one day you can just come into position without blocks here, and then just keep sliding and rest. Good luck with your splits, and don't forget, as always, to tag me in any of your progress.